So today I'm going to share the biggest questions that hold people back from buying a business and how to overcome them. I'm the founder and CEO of acquisitions.com. We supported more than $1 billion worth of deals at this point. So let's get started with question number one, which is, do I need a lot of money to buy a business? Well, most people believe that you need to have a big bank account or millions in cash sitting aside, but that's simply not true. In fact, the majority of our clients close deals using very little of their own money or none at all. The way you do it is you can leverage seller financing and other deal structures where the owner, for example, in sales financing, he lets you pay part of the price over time from the business cash flow. You can also use things like bank loans or investor equity that we help introduce to you, or other creative structures like supplier and customer financing. The key in the end of the day is learning how to structure deals to use other people's money so you can focus on finding and growing great businesses instead of saving money for years before you think you can do it. Let's move to question number two. What if I don't have any experience running a business? This is a huge question. People think that they need an MBA, decades of CEO experience, or to have run a company before. The reality is that you need to be willing to learn fast, surround yourself with the right people, and stay committed. You can bring operational partners, you can hire experienced managers, or keep the seller around temporarily through an earn-out or some kind of a transition agreement. We teach you exactly how to position yourself as a credible buyer, even if your background is in something totally different. In the end of the day, it's about showing that you're serious, coachable, and committed to taking care of the business. The third most common question is, how do I find good businesses that I can buy? Well, this question stops many people before they even start. The truth is, deals are everywhere, but most people don't know how to look. We teach a multi-channel deal flow system, so you're not just relying on public listings of businesses that are already for sale, but you'll learn to approach brokers the right way, you'll learn to leverage your personal and professional networks, build relationships with accountants, lawyers who know sellers, and also use direct outreach systems like cold emails or letters for off-market deals. Once you understand this and realize that there's an abundance of opportunities, and the real challenge is actually choosing the best one, the best deal. Let's move to the next question, which is, what if I fail and lose money? Fear of failure is natural, but you don't need to jump off a cliff blindly. By analyzing deals carefully, and we show you exactly what to look for in financials, cash flow, and the different risks, you dramatically reduce your chances of failure. You also structure deals to limit your downside, doing things like using seller financing and earnouts, which basically means that you're not paying everything up front. So the business has to perform for the seller to get fully paid. That's how you limit yourself, your risk, limit your risk. And you don't have to do it alone, right? Having mentors, advisors, investors, and a community supporting you reduces your risk even further. The only real failure is just not trying at all. Let's move to the next common question, most common question, question number 5. How can I compete with private equity and big buyers? People imagine that they're going up against huge funds with unlimited cash, but in reality, smaller business owners often care much more about legacy. They care about their employees and the future of their business than just thinking about the highest price. I'm talking about businesses doing between 1 to 10 million revenues. They want to know the buyer will take care of their team and continue their work. You can build trust and personal connection in ways that big funds simply can't, because they're only doing deals with Excel sheets, with numbers only. And we teach you how to position yourself as the safe pair of hands and to negotiate win-win terms that matter to the seller, not just to their wallet. Let's move to the next question. What if I pick the wrong sector? So many people I see freeze here. They spend months over analyzing which industry to choose and never take action. And the truth is that most businesses, regardless of sector, rely on similar core skills: leadership, sales, finance, marketing, and people management. We help you choose based on your experience, based on your interest, your local advantages. Yes, you can start with one sector, and I suggest commit to it for the next 12 weeks. And you can always adjust it as you go. But the worst choice is not making any choice at all. And we always say, like, you can make billions with a yogurt company. Like Chubani bought a business, no money down, and made it $1 billion company. So it's about the execution and the focus. It's not about the sector. The next question number 7. I don't have time. Can I do this on the side, part-time? And I understand time is a real concern, especially for people working jobs or running other businesses. And the good news is that you don't need to quit your job right away. We recommend starting with 1 to 2 hours focused hours a day, not you also watching Netflix. If you treat those hours seriously and consistently, with no distractions, no half efforts, you can make huge progress. We've had clients who started part-time, closed their first deal, and only then went full-time. We actually have Miriam who bought 3 businesses while having, I think, like full-time job and like 3 kids. So if you have more time, great. But if not, the key is to focus on high-value activities like talking to owners, making offers, talking to financial partners, not just endlessly, watching Netflix. The next question number 8 is how do I finance the deal without risking everything personally? People are afraid that they'll lose their house or all of their savings. So we teach structures for deals to limit personal exposure, like seller financing, bringing investors, or using asset-based lending that doesn't require personal guarantees many times. If you're only focused on SBA, yes, you need personal guarantee, but you can also do other structures. You can also negotiate so that the seller holds equity or receives payments tied to performance, called earnouts. It's about using the right mix of capital sources, if it's banks, sellers, and investors, and not putting all the risk on yourself. So we guide you step by step on how to negotiate these terms confidently. Let's move to the next key question number 9. What if I can't find investors or lenders to back me? This is a big mindset barrier. The reality is money is everywhere, but it flows to credible people with good deals. We teach you how to build yourself credibility, how to build that personal brand of yours, how to craft your pitch, how to leverage your network to find lenders and equity partners. And when you show them that you've done your homework, you have skin in the game, if it's just your time, even if you don't have the money, but show that you're doing your homework and the deal makes sense, like financial sense, investors will listen. You need to remember that investors need good operators and deals just as much as you need capital. It's a two-way street. Plus, we introduce you to equity investors and banks to support in that process. Let's move to the next question. What if I don't know how to analyze or value a business? Many people think that they need to be financial wizard, but you don't. We give you simple frameworks to analyze deals step by step, how to look at cash flow, debt coverage ratio, customer concentration, recurring revenue, and other things like owner dependency. You will learn how to ask the right questions, spot red flags, and calculate what you can pay without over leveraging. So we teach you to avoid fancy spreadsheets and discounted cash flow models that assume unrealistic growth. And instead, we help you focus on fundamentals. So you don't need to be an accountant. You need to know how to make practical decisions. If you know basic math, you'll be fine. We'll show you how to do the rest. So to summarize, you need to remember the biggest failure is not trying. the biggest risk is staying stuck. You don't need to be rich to start with. You don't need to be experienced or perfect. You just need to start. So hopefully you enjoy that. And I will